At what point do I call it a conspiracy? I've tried to tell the world about this possible planet that they may have found life on 3 times already. And every time something happens.
Oh, you can call conspiracy now.
Yes. So back in May 4th, 2024, Fido Live number 95, I talked about the possible hints of life found on a distant planet and how excited we should be. This is back when I printed it out on my old printer. It was running out of ink. I thought it looked kind of cool, so I used it anyway. This is what the photo actually should look like. What a difference, huh? Data from the James Webb Telescope has shown that an exoplanet around a star in the constellation Leo has some of the chemical markers that, on Earth, are associated with living organisms. But these are vague. These are vague indications. Well, how likely is it that this exoplanet harbors alien life? They call it K218b, but these astronomers, they just don't know how to name their planets.
They do not.
Yeah. I am officially requesting that they call it Planet Fido. Because since if it would be better if it was in the Sirius star constellation, but well. The Leo is a cat. You got to put a dog there to take care of things, right? Right. So we're gonna try to do this podcast again. What do we call this?
I didn't know we were doing it again.
Oh yeah. Hey, Chief Colors, you've already returned to your station across the studio.
All the way across the room.
Yeah, so we don't have to listen to her anymore.
Far away.
I hope everyone will check out Fido Live number 95. What I did is I went in QuickTime and edited it out the last 5 minutes or so. And now suddenly both YouTube and Rumble are able to handle it. Now, today's Fido Live number 122, there's no sound on YouTube. It went out fine on Rumble, but nothing on YouTube.
Are you okay?
No, not really.
Okay. Is there anything I can do?
Yeah, but not on camera.
Okay, later.
Well, the way we generally start these things is we look at what the chief colorist hath wrought.
That's right.
And well, here's the Thanksgiving one. I guess we're out of order here. Yeah, who cares? Here's Thanksgiving. We have Bo, Jane, Fido, Dino, Felicia, and Closet Cat. The ever-expanding cast. This is Thanksgiving. Isn't this the holiday where we're supposed to be with our family and loved ones? Yeah, you're right. We're out of here. And humans are left all alone. You're back. Yeah, we're pets. We don't have any of those things.
Oh.
Put that aside. Here is the Saturday on 23rd. This is 21st. Hey, they're all backwards. Why don't we put these things in order? Somewhat ordered. All right. It's Thursday the 19th. Fido and Felicia at the door. This is unacceptable. I'm not using the doggy door. A cat needs to make a more dignified entrance. And the door's been knocked down. Welcome mat thrown over the edge as she steps in. All the other cats are saluting. This is acceptable.
That's right.
My original idea was to have the cats sort of, doing like making a arch underneath. She could, with their salutes, an arch underneath, which she could walk under, and it kind of looked like a German 1930s particular socialist party's salute, and I thought that wasn't a good idea.
No.
Well, I was that. Here is Wednesday, the 20th of November. Fido says, I'm tired of this domestic animal thing. Again. It's time that I go out into the world to be free. Where are you going with my debit card? Restaurant food isn't free. Card out of his wallet. See, I think the joke here is they're serving fish, and he doesn't like fish. Here is Thursday. Darkened apartment. You've been telling me that I snore. This is Dino, Fido, and Felicia. You've been telling me that I snore. That's dangerous. I could die. So I got this continuous positive airway pressure machine that will prevent my airway from collapsing during sleep. Sounds like a vacuum cleaner. Dogs don't like vacuum cleaners. Couldn't you just die? And the final one the chief colorist has done, it's Bo at his computer in his office. Again? Why do I keep getting these pop-up ads for dog toys? And Fido's here in the background with boxes upon boxes of dog toys. I don't know. You must just be lucky, I guess. See, we have this problem a lot because I'll use Google to reference things. Say I'm going to draw a car or a computer or anything, and suddenly Google tells everyone in the world, hey, he's shopping for a new car. Hey, he's shopping for a new computer. And suddenly every pop-up ad is for cars or computers. In this case, dog toys. Well, what are we going to do today? None of these have dates, so I guess I can just read them as they come. This one we just have to do the background on. We have all the animals and Bogash. Did you say the sun will burn out and the world will end in millions or billions of years? Billions. And they go off to the side to discuss things. Maybe you should fix dinner early just in case. Dino calling in sick for work. He's on the voicemail system. Thank you for calling Evil Cat Enterprises. If you are calling about damage done by our space laser, press 1. If you are calling to complain about the gelatinous ooze we turned your national monument into, press 2. If you are Dino calling in sick for work, press 3. Have I become that predictable? Yes. This is the one we inked today, but you guys didn't. Well, you guys saw it, but you didn't hear it on YouTube. I guess the second one would be Dino's home sick for work. So you can tell he's sick because he's still in his underwear. He's got a thermometer in his mouth and a hot water bottle on his head, and is draped in a blanket. The cat boss comes to the door. Greetings! Since you stayed home sick today, Dino, I brought your work home for you. And Mia and Bo, Mia standing guard alongside of a sick Dino, and Bo's working on his laptop. Cat boss is prowling around. Oh, Fido's here eating potato chips. Cat boss deals a potato chip. I was joking when I asked them, but they came with me anyway. I think some of us may have had friends who will take your schoolwork home for you when you're home sick from school. Those assholes. And continuing with the Dino 6 series. According to Evil Cat Enterprises company policy, if you are sick, you have to go to our company doctor. Oh, okay. To see if the virus you have is one of ours. In which case your pay will be docked, you thief. So there's our comic strips for today. I guess we're stuck into inking. Anything I can do quickly just to get the brush? Yeah, okay. Here's an idea. What I want to do is get the brush started up before I do anything tough like lettering or character drawings. I can go in here and just do the word balloons. By that time, hopefully the brush will be in good enough condition to start lettering. And then, hey, if we're lucky, we can actually start inking some of the characters. When you don't let your brush get conditioned, you get fat, ugly lines like this that I did earlier today, which you don't want.
Have you picked up a piece of paper yet?
No, I'm still looking for a brush.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't know if we're going to use any of the brushes we tried to use earlier today because, well, it really didn't work out for us. And I keep on looking at that one particular brush that has the several hairs just running free. And it's probably my best tip. See how pointy that is? But I don't know if I can trust it. But I know all of these three brushes don't have very good tips. Oh well, let's live dangerously. We're going for the brush that's probably going to split on us a few times. They just don't make them like they used to.
no, true.
See, as you know, my brushes are made from the finest Himalayan tree squirrel pubic hair. And the reason why they're so expensive is you got to send a Sherpa up the mountain, and the Sherpa's union. And it's a big mess. But also, you want them to get you female tree squirrel pubic hairs, not male tree squirrel pubic hairs, because the male tree squirrel pubic hair tends to look like this. You know, it's all sort of rolled over and worn down. The male tree squirrels are really. Look, I can even see. You can really see the difference there, can't you? You know, how pointy the female is as opposed to the male tree squirrel. Oh, speaking of tree squirrels, I hear Peanut has finally arrived in Valhalla. Anyone knows the story of Peanut? He was an internet sensation. He's his web page was doing better than his YouTube page was doing better than even mine. You can believe that. He had literally dozens more viewers than me, at least. So I guess what happened is in Texas, there's another squirrel lady of some sort who ratted Peanut out. And the feds went in there and tried to seize Peanut and a raccoon. And Peanut bit one of them. And they were afraid he had rabies. Anyone who's seen this squirrel online knows that he doesn't have rabies. But in order to find out whether he had rabies, they had to do the rabies test. And you know what's involved in a rabies test, Chief Colors?
They must kill the animal.
They chopped off his head. So it's rather difficult for your average squirrel to recover from such a thing. Peanut is no longer with us, and he became a rallying cry toward the end of the election. In fact, many people are talking about replacing the elephant with the squirrel, which I am all for. So, anyone know Mr. Wonderful Kevin O'Leary? He's in Shark Tank.
Yeah.
He had a bit of a profound statement to make about the election. You know, when you try to break the American model, it fixes itself. And perhaps the American model had been broken this year. We seem to be missing 15 million voters. I guess the machine, as it were, did not get out there for some particular candidates. They did so in my state, I can tell you. I live in Massachusetts, and it's oftentimes not even worth it to vote because we know higher than 20% corruption rate, voter fraud rate. But I guess something happened this time, and the machine just didn't come out like it usually does. Well, enough of that. Guess what ads from Heels versus Babyface has been doing throughout this entire election cycle?
Complaining?
70 plus hours of playing this video game, Dragon Age Hellgod. He calls it Baby's First RPG. So
70 hours?
Oh, more than 70. It was 70 at last count. He's still out there. In fact, I think there's another 12 hours right now if we were to look. Video games have taught us that even when the world is coming to an end, people will still be worried about pronouns. So carry on, Az. Good job. I think I've watched maybe about 3 hours of his 70 hours. And even that's, I'm not saying watch this. It's sort of a noise on in the background. But he's got a point. It's a poorly made video game with some bad writing. Hey, guess who's here again? It's Disney. What's Disney up to? You guys will remember the strike that the animators had a while ago and how some of the other unions went in there to support them. And Disney settled the strike by giving the animators nearly everything they wanted. And now we suddenly get this story. Disney is poised to announce a major artificial intelligence initiative exclusive. They're going to replace all the McDonald's like employees that are their animators with AI. The strike was just to get the people they're trying to keep happy. Well, good luck with that, Disney. Let's see how that works for them. Speaking of Disney, here is Dana Walden. She's to receive the Producers Guild of America's Milestone Award. Let's see. Dana Walden has made incredible contributions to the entertainment industry, overseeing the production and development of many of the most iconic and award-winning shows in history. Yeah, name one. Name one. PGA President Stephanie, who cares about that? Her leadership, first as CEO of Fox Television Group and now as co-chairman overseeing Disney's global television portfolio, has made a major impact on the business. Yes, she has. She has made a major impact on the business. In fact, Dana Walden says that ABC passed on pilots for not being exclusive enough or inclusive enough. Yeah, her leadership has a major impact on it. We are proud to recognize her. So Dana jogs with Iger, and she's best friends with Vice President Harris. She's destroyed ABC News, destroyed the reputation of ABC News, and she's. Can anyone tell you her achievements? She's rather like her friend Kamala in that way. No one can tell you what her actual achievements are. The biggest proponent of meritless hiring practices is getting a meritless award. Congratulations, Ms. Walden. And I'm sure this will help you on your way to becoming Disney CEO. What else is Disney doing? Oh, let's talk about Kathy. Kathy Kennedy has announced yet another, I think this is number 14, the 7th has been done, another Star Wars trilogy in the works. This one from X-Men alum Simon Kinberg. By the way, it's alumnus, right? Not alum. Singular of alumni. Yeah, so it's alumnus. Yeah. Alumnus Simon, whatever. I don't know Simon from his X-Men work. I think he did the Dark Phoenix one that was horrible. But what I do know him from is Fan Four Stick, the Fantastic Four film that Josh Trank was hired to do. And Josh tranked his career on that particular film by doing entirely too much drugs inside the house that they rented for him. And when Josh didn't show up on the set to do the actual directing duties, I believe it was Mr. Kimberg who did the actual work, which probably accounts for the quality of that film. Now, most of you might think, oh, isn't Simon Kinberg the guy doing the new Star Trek, J.J. Abrams Star Trek film? The one where Thor becomes Captain Kirk's father? Uh-huh. Well, that movie's not getting made anyway. I think what they do is they drag out Simon Kinberg whenever they want to announce a project that they're never going to do, but they want to bring up the excitement, maybe tick up the stock. Well, we've caught on. So will Simon Kinberg's project be directed by Charmaine Obaid-Chinoy? The fantastic, the chosen one that we hear Charmaine's going to be doing with Kylo Ren as well as Daisy Ridley, and we've got all the three ghosts here. There's Obi-Wan and Anakin and Princess Leia, and up here we have Zori Bliss, and there's Finn and Poe, and I have no idea who the mean-looking woman is, and that might be the slave girl that Jabba throws down at the Rancor Beast. I don't know. And obviously, that's Darth Plagueis up top there. Yes. So I don't know who would be irresponsible enough to give Lucasfilm the $230 or so million to do each of these 3 films.
Yeah, I don't know either.
And actually, we're not sure about that because as Star Wars Theories pointed out, wait a minute, this is going to be Star Wars Episode 10 to 12. How can you do a trilogy with only 2 films? That's 3 films on a trilogy. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you, Star Wars
It's
Theory.
the American
10,
educational system.
11, 12. You see, the problem is he's not using his fingers when he's counting here.
Okay. It's his fingers.
Okay.
Wow.
Thank you, Star Wars Theory, for doing. She finally has a sense of humor department. We have She-Hulk. What's her name? Tatiana Maslany. Yeah. The lead star of She-Hulk Attorney at Law flexes her muscles as she tackles speculation she was cut from Deadpool Wolverine. However, rather than powering up in a bit of rage, Tatiana Maslany showcases her strong sense of humor to address what was rumored to be her Marvel Cinematic Universe return. She says, yeah, I'm going to sue. Which is, she's a lawyer. Get it? She's going to sue. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has sort of gone to hell ever since this frame from Endgame, where they showed all, girls get it done frame, we call it. And I had to add Ironheart and Ant-Man's daughter, whatever her name is, to this stunning and brave lineup. What's that?
Is she a superhero? Ant-Man's daughter?
Recently.
But she does have like a super.
Yeah.
She does have a super.
I should add She-Hulk to this picture. I wasn't thinking. Might have to do it now. So, what they've, it's too bad about She-Hulk. This could have been a great freaking show because it's so easy to do this right. Make her likable. And I'm sorry, you're going to have to cater to the male gaze, which is what they did in the comic book. Here's She-Hulk jumping rope naked. And they did it again and again in the comic book. Whenever she would transform to her She-Hulk form, at least her titties flopped out. Ugh. So anyway, what we've got to do is add our She-Hulk girl to this photo. And I don't know which one I'm going to add. Yeah, here we go. Hey, we got a little time here. I meant to bring her into this. Let's take the one of her jumping rope. Add it to the girl bosses. All we gotta do is cut off her head. But I'll just my thinking here is we can have her pop up. There's enough room right down here underneath these 2 action stars to put a girl, real She-Hulk into. Oh, that's gonna look great. Where is the glue stick? Hey, Chief College, you got a glue stick over there?
Right.
Never mind. I found a glue stick. I gotta add.
My glue sticks are.
I gotta add She-Hulk to this stunning and brave lineup. Okay, you think it's complete now, folks? Where Marvel started to go wrong. It's a collage art piece I'm working on. So what are we doing here? I still got to draw a freaking comic strip. Let's just put She-Hulk again on the page. The broadcast you guys did not see featured, of course, She-Hulk as I like to have a piece of paper to lay my hand down so I don't smudge the page. And where's our ink bottle? Way over here. And I know for a fact I'm going to have trouble opening this. Oh, no. Wow.
Well, she will predict
Great. Well, you
haven't
never.
had time to settle.
Yeah, the ink hasn't had time to cement the top.
Cement, yeah.
All right, let's see if we can get this brush nice and inky. And we're just, oh, I forgot. You know, cartoonists are the dirtiest, filthiest creatures on the face of the planet, so I've got to wear this, a glove. And Irving on camera one, could you zoom into around here a little bit just so I can get you off my shoulder and we can perhaps see what we're doing here. Ah, very good, Irving. Irving's the finest of internet cameramen, I'll have you know. Oh, look, my brush is already splitting right there. Well, just have to try to make it work. Ooh, I got ink on the finial. Don't like that. Ink on your finial. Next thing you'll know, you'll have it on your finger.
Mm-hmm.
And you can already see a bit of smegma right there on the tip of the brush. This brush is gonna take a lot of work to get into shape. But it's good to do something like this just to get the brush, just to work out the kinks, as it were. If I ever went into actually inking a character with this brush, I'd have trouble. Ew, I did it again. Stop dipping your finial into the ink. Okay. Oops. Come on, us, Jen. We decided we're gonna call She-Hulk Jen because, well, we're all friends here. You all right?
Yeah, I hit my elbow on the side of the
Funny bone?
desk. Yes.
Ah. Okay. Our balloons are word balloons are very simple. I just draw these arcs that sort of like big parentheses around the words. Jesus. No ink on that brush. And oftentimes the characters themselves merge into the balloons. Something I started because most of the time, my human characters are all close to 6 feet tall, and the animals are only about 3 feet tall. When you put them on a page together, they don't quite work out. That's why the humans are often up into the word balloons. You do this zigzag thing, which means it's an electronic voice coming over a phone that you're listening to. Well, the arrow used to indicate who's talking. In this case, I do a zigzag arrow, like a lightning bolt shape arrow, to show that this dialogue is actually coming from an electronic device, in this case, a cell phone. Do they still say cell phone? Or is it just plain old phone now? I'm probably showing my age by saying cell phone.
Well, at least you can sell your lower phone.
Cellular telephone. There's a British TV show called Keeping Up Appearances, and the character is Mrs. Dubois. Dubois? But there's an episode where she gets a phone, and every time she calls, this is whatever her name is, Dubois, calling on her cellular telephone. Calling on my cellular telephone.
Calling be on my cellular telephone
back in the
from my master bedroom.
back in those days, having a cellular telephone was sort of only things rich people had. Now everyone's got a smartphone, and I miss the old flip phones. I had one that looked like an old Star Trek communicator, and I could sit it on the. It would stand on the bar, and whenever it would go off, it'd vibrate and dance in a little circle. I loved it. Let's see a smartphone dance for you.
My Motorola phone lasted forever. It was a flip phone. It was awesome.
Yeah. And I just got used to texting using a numeric keyboard, and I could keep the phone down by my knee while I was driving and text with no trouble whatsoever. I knew the entire keyboard. Now I'm getting a little bit better doing that with a smartphone, but it's still not as easy. All right, let's put that aside to dry, and we can hopefully get to work on something else. I guess I'd planned on doing some lettering here. Let's hope the brush behaves. I'm gonna get right behind the camera, so I might get Irving all excited, and he might shake a little bit from my hot breath on his neck. The Fido font is a particular font created by the cartoonist here. You might notice it is slanted 22.5 degrees to the right because the planet Earth is also slanted 22.5 degrees, and in my thinking, this makes this lettering straight. But the only thing I don't like about the Fido font is my R's. I started doing that little curly thing with the leg of the R, and I just have continued with it. I think it would have been much better if I just went straight with it. Oh well, too late to fix it now. According to the Evil Cat Enterprises company policy. This brush seems to be working pretty well so far. I think I can speed up a little bit. I probably should explain what's going on here. This is Cuddles, otherwise known as the Cat Boss. He is a super villain. Our two characters, Dino and Bo, work for him as henchmen. The first thing Cuddles did when he took over the position of supervillain from Bo's father was to change his name. He'd like to be called Cuddles. But all supervillains change their names. Did you know Barack Obama was once called Barry Soetoro? Bill Clinton was once called William Blythe.
Wow, is it getting cold?
Hey, I'm just pointing out that some villains change their names. I was once known as Crow. Then I became good after I got married.
Aww.
All right, come with us, Jen. Actually, Jen could just stay in place. I just moved the. According to Evil Cat Enterprises company policy, if you are sick, I probably should just do the lettering with a marker, but I think that would kill some of the artistic integrity that Fido the comic strip has worked so hard to attain. And why do I just do this on a computer? I'll tell you why. Because Adobe Illustrator sucks. Back in the 90s, I had a wonderful Macintosh computer that had Adobe Illustrator installed. Yes, I got it kind of in nefarious ways, but I owned that program. Now they want to sell you a damn subscription to it. And if you don't pay for that subscription, everything you've ever drawn on that computer, you cannot get access to. They own it. It's like, F you, Adobe, and the bus you rode in on. But cartoonists, there are other illustration programs. I've always thought of a computer as something like a typewriter that could at any moment explode into flames and take with it everything you've ever typed on it. And computers haven't gotten any better. This one keeps on losing my my videos. Thank you, QuickTime. Used to be a reliable program. Oh, hey, where's that sound coming from?
What's what?
There's noises off. I hear. Sorry about that, folks. Some sort of noise going on from in the background. I had to kill another program. It's fascinating to sit here and watch him letter. Oh. Get over here, Jen. So the She-Hulk television show could have been something good. They just hired the wrong people. I think we've spoken about how Hollywood's been really screwing up in the casting lately.
Mm-hmm. Well, they said they've been casting producers and casting directors too.
Yeah. For diversity, equity, and inclusion reasons, rather than talent. Half of our employees are female or minorities. Well, that's great, and they do the job. When people virtue signal, they do so because they themselves are either incredibly racist or sexist or just stupid themselves. So they've got to make everyone think that they are not what they know they are. By doing so, they have really done some damage to everything. And when you come right down to it, from entertainment to businesses to the government. Oh, here come the police. Live from Boston or Grand Theft Auto. Is this San Andreas? Is this San Andreas or Boston? I'm not sure. I've lost track. All right, I'm getting very close to the end here. Yeah, but I should have enough room to get the word in. I get worried when I get close to the border there. Hmm? When lettering, I get worried when I get close to the border. I'm kind of like a Texan. And we're going to have it's going to be tight here again. Just when my brush is starting to throw out thick lines, which I also don't like. Yeah, we got enough room. To see if the virus you have is one of ours. I believe the Chinese did this with the Wuhan virus. Hey, there's a list. There's a list of words on YouTube. Can you put Wuhan virus in China in the same sentence, or are they are there still rules against that? Am I a conspirator by doing that?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure. So now that we are demonetized, as if as if we would ever have been monetized to begin with, everyone, please go to Patreon and sign up for Apple Pay and go through all these hoops to try to help us buy art supplies here at Fido the Comic Strip. I don't know what they've done to Patreon, but I have a feeling that it's really, really bad, and like we're not going to get another penny out of Patreon. At the very least, Apple Pay is going to take 30% for themselves, which sucks.
Yeah.
I'm sure the way the internet is that everyone has thoughtfully looked over this entire situation and have come up with cogent arguments, which they presented with Patreon to Patreon in the most measured and polite way. That's just the way the internet is. It's sort of like when we went to Kathy Kennedy with a reasoned, thought out, long list of why and how she sucked. And she found this list valuable. And what she did is she went and like improved her work. And now there goes the police again. And now she's the great producer that we know her to be today. And Star Wars is the success that it should have been. It could have very easily have been. All this is so easy. She-Hulk could have been great. Star Wars could have been great. And they just refused to do it. Here's how you do She-Hulk. Every time she transforms from Jen into She-Hulk, well, her clothes rip off her and she's naked. DOCKED. Make her likable and flirtatious. Not bitter and angry. She-Hulk. You thief. There we go. Sometimes the lettering works out well with the brush. The word thief worked out well there. And the all-important signature. Oh, we do it on time. 45 minutes. Wasn't expecting to go just about. Wasn't expecting to go very long on today's show. I just wanted to get in what I could for the YouTube people. So everyone, I hope to see you again next week, next Sunday at noon. And hopefully we won't have the technical problems.
No technical problems
That we've had everywhere else. Anything else I need to add here? Maybe we'll change out the what do you call it? The thumbnail, so that people can tell the difference. Keep She-Hulk. Which one? This one. I actually preferred this drawing of She-Hulk, and I had to go in there and draw a bikini, draw a G-string on it because, well, I'm stupid. Now we got this one. She looks too manly on this one. I'm looking for an Adam's apple somewhere up here. Everyone, I'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.